and the students with their diplomas burning the hole through their hands right now. You probably slipped up and called yourselves alumni already. You, looking forward to college, have probably entered the roommate search, putting in your Facebook post bio that I like Kanye, when really you just like Colby Colette. You're ready to move on, but please don't go just yet. Treasure this moment a little while longer. This past week has been fantastic. No classes, no responsibilities, lots of food runs, but for the first time in a while, I've had the opportunity to think and reflect about what Covenant has meant to me and about what comes next. I found myself thinking about time, about how it flies by, about how there's never enough of it, about how life comes at us so fast that we don't always get to appreciate the time that we have and the people we share our time with. Even though I've only been in Covenant for the past 5 years, I feel like my whole life has been here. And even though I feel like my whole life has been spent here, I feel as if I only just began 8th grade last week. And now I'm standing on the graduation podium, trying to figure out how the heck I ended up here, dressed like a wizard. Imagine your class 4 years ago, trying to reconcile Chapel's message of not caring about fellow friends, with Covenant's peculiar obsession with Land's End. We were several inches shorter, I was a whole lot lighter, and we were all dreaming about our upcoming New York trip, especially the train ride up. At lunches, you could probably find a whole lot of us out on the fields playing World Cup. World Cup, for those of you that don't know, is basically a glorified free-for-all in soccer. We played this game religiously. It was a beautiful, unorganized mess of many different skill levels, converging on the ball as it ricocheted all across the field, even going into goal sometimes. We developed a bit of a class reputation based on our steadfast observance of this game. Looking back on the way we were such kids. We are kids. We always have been. Nothing has changed, except sitting beside you, those awkward freshmen, terrified of the slow dance at freshman homecoming, are now graduates. Sitting next to you is the single best class of students the Covenant has ever produced. This is obvious. 2016 is the best because we won the Spirit Stick as sophomores, because Matthew Rhodes committed to play D1 tennis, and we didn't even find out for months because he's so humble, because we got 100% in senior giving week, because our senior lounge has more personality than any other senior lounge ever. Like a mirage in the desert, it shines as a beacon of refuge for our seniors studying for or relaxing after a test. And because we come together. Sitting at a graduation party last week, I looked around at the different, diverse tables eating and thought to myself, you could take any person from any table and drop them off at any other table, and they would still be perfectly happy. That's class unity. That's special. I look around the room, and I'm so proud. Our parents are so proud. Our siblings even are so proud. Our teachers are so glad that we don't have to be here next year. Despite our game maturity and fancy education, we're still the kids we once were. Our freshman energy and hopefulness never died. So on one of the last days of school, on a drizzly, muddy day, we took to the technically closed fields and played one last game of the World Cup. We ran, tackled, fell in the mud, celebrated our athletic gift, and laughed at our lack of them. We knew this would be the last time we did this. We'd already played our last games and ran our last races this season. We had our senior nights. We won girls cross country and girls tennis states, boys wrestling, and VICs. But in each of those seasons, there came a time when we stepped off the field or court or mat or stage, realizing we would never step on again as a Covenant athlete or player. And I have to tell you, it's hard, but man, is it special. So in our World Cup match, the scoreboard tracing back all the way to middle school, with only a few minutes left in our last lunch of the year, we played with joy, because facing the prospect of losing it, we clutched it tighter, tasted it sweeter. Michael, Matt, Zach, and Devin were in goal, hoping to hold on to the title, when Tobin launched one of his signature toe gloves up into the air, curling past the heads and hands of the defenders, over the crossbar, through the goalpost, and into the street, where it was promptly run over by a bus. Bang! We stood stunned for half a second at the burst of straps lay on the road like carry-on until Thomas's cry, "My ball!" broke the silence. And we grinned, and we laughed, and we dogpiled. We had the perfect, definitive ending to the game which defined our class. Class of 2016, we have made a lot of memories together, but this one has been one of my absolute favorites because it reminded me of who we were. And it proved to me that our class would end with a bang, not a whimper. It proved to me that we had not lost our specialness of age. We were still just as fun-loving as we always were, albeit a little less carefree. So class of 2016, you explosive, amazing people, don't go out into the world feeling that we have to be adults in every way. Go out as ourselves. Go out as the class that threw a pickle on the ceiling and had it stick there for 2 years. Go out as the class that put goldfish in the teacher's notes. Go out as the class that played outside, rain or shine, long after the point at which the other classes have stopped. Do these things because you love fun, you love each other, and because you love being true to yourselves. For those of you who have known our class since middle school, you have witnessed a near miraculous transformation. We have come a long way in our respectfulness and maturity, and hopefully we remember the lessons we learned those many times our youthfulness crossed the line. We hope to continue to gain maturity while we retain our lively spirit. My fellow classmates, remember from our language arts teachers that words are powerful, and we ought to be careful how we use them. Remember from our Bible teachers that wisdom is a lifelong pursuit. Remember from our math teachers, the world is every bit as beautiful and complex as it is in the wildest works of fiction. Remember from history teachers that we owe where we are today to those that came before us. Remember from our fine arts teachers that stepping out of our comfort zones and sharing our gifts with others is not only beautiful, but necessary. Remember from our science teachers that there is much left to discover. And remember from Mr. Burton that by working hard, late into the night, almost anything is possible. And that's either about how we worked so hard on incredible things like Rockbridge, or about our neighboring pulling off a senior rank. You choose. Most important, remember from the Jesus Guide, where our teachers always talk about, if you're more loved than you could ever imagine. To our teachers and parents, our success is your success, because you've given us the courage to dare, the knowledge to excel, and the belief that we can succeed. You have been there for us with gentle encouragement and thoughtful care. You've had faith when we doubted ourselves. You've instilled in us the self-confidence needed to reach our dreams. For all these things, we, the class of 2016, thank every single one of you. And to you, class of 2016, thank you for giving me the best high school experience I could have ever hoped to have. You all are the best group of classmates and just plain mates in the world. I love you all. Congratulations, we did it.